guys, welcome to AutoDesk ArtCam Premium 2017, aka ArtCam Jewel Smith. So, we're gonna go over this program today. I love the new interface. So there's a lot of new icons that I'm still trying to get familiar with. So my name is George Nasser. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. I'd like to help you create some of the nice models that you could do in ArtCam, and hopefully these tutorials will help you, to develop new models and so forth. So I'm very new to this too. But I'm very good at ArtCam. So hopefully that will help both of us. So please bear with me because I'm still trying to locate some of the icons. All right. So first, what we're gonna do, we're gonna open uh, ArtCam, which is Autodesk right now, Premium, and you can see the name is up here. Okay. So we're gonna start with the new project, and we're gonna get these options here. So what we're going to do first is this is untitled. We're going to title this. So we're going to give it a title. So we're going to go save as. Originally, so we're going to put this, make sure it's in the ArtCam files and it's under projects. So I'm going to call this here, I'm going to call it training. Now let's make this caps. All right, so we're going to start. We're going to save it now. You can see it changed the name here to training. Okay, first what we're going to do, we're going to start with the model. And these are self-explanatory. These will kick it down and up and so forth. These two models this here will create the flat model. This is going to do the side of the model. And this is going to do just the top if you're doing a signet ring. And these are going to create an axis vertical plank. So these here. And this was the rotary axis you're going to use a lot. And these will create small settings, which is like baskets and so forth. So we're going to focus now on beginners tutorial. So we're going to start with create a rotary axis. We're going to give it a name. We're going to call this channel setting. Okay. You can pick the country you're from. American is where I'm from. And we're going to select the finger size. And I usually do milling, so my tubes have a finger size hole about a size 5, so I never go below a size 5. If I do need a size, for example, of a 4, what I would do a 5.5, and I would cut it and re-melt it together. So I'm going to do size 5. These here, if you have a wide model, you could change the width here. The resolutions I normally never touch. So we're going to accept it. Now it's going to bring us to 3D. This is the top of the ring, and this is the side of the model. So if you're trying to create a ring and give it like an arch and make it high shoulder here, you would have to change this here. But we're only going to do a tutorial on the top first, then I'll show you how to use this guy. But I like to do things in 2D view. So this is our page, and we're going to do just here, we're going to create a rectangle right here. So always start from outside the page, never inside here, otherwise your model will be short. So you would have to add to it. So you always want to be outside here. So it's very important. Now you click on this. We're going to start with the square box. We're going to click here while you're holding the left mouse button, and you drag it across anywhere, it doesn't matter. Release it, right click, and then left click. So make sure your mouse has a wheel in the center. Okay, now press F9 to center the model. Make sure this is dead center. Now if I click on it, you notice it tells me the height, which is 7.7 millimeter. That's kind of an odd number, so we're going to highlight it again by clicking on it. Press TT, and we're going to change it here. Make sure this is not locked, otherwise the bolt will change. Unlock it and change that number here. So let's make this 6 millimeter, and make sure it's in millimeter, not percent, and say apply. So we're going to close that. Now we have, if you click here, if you watch here, this number here, it says 6 millimeter. So it changes it the minute you change that. So now what we're going to do, while we highlight it, what we're going to do, we're going to raise it. So we're going to go to 3D design, and with the wheel, I roll it up, and we're going to press F12, which is the shape editor. It's probably the most powerful tool in ArtCam. Okay, so these are your options: add, merge, hide, replace, subtract, merge lower, those are all very important. But watch this, what's going to happen in real time. So if I want a half round band, here's your band. This, before if you don't apply, here's what happened. If you click on this guy to twirl it around, it's going to disappear on you. So make sure while it's highlighted, press F12 and say apply and cancel. You have to do that. So when you go with this here guy here, you could actually move the band around. But if you want to move it in different angles, you'll be able to move it as well. You could look at it from different views. Okay? So now we're going to press F12 again. You can change the height in real time. Bring the height down. Okay? And you could just actually change the shape here. And it's all in real time. What I'm going to do plane, and I'm going to give it an actual height because I'm going to make a channel. So we're going to do a start height, 2 millimeter. And then if you want to keep it half round, you can, but I want it completely flat. Okay? So I don't want the half round. I want it flat here. Okay? So this is the height. So let's see here. We're going to apply and cancel. See what happened here? It didn't take effect. So what I'm going to do, I did that on purpose. See this here? It's going to zero the relief. So we're going to highlight it and we're going to press F12. And you can see what happened here. It's nice plain. I want it completely flat. So apply. This is very important later when you're pushing through it versus adding to it. So I'm going to cancel. You could shut these off by clicking here, turn them back on. Okay, so if I look at it from the top view, this is what it looks like. Okay, so now we're going to go back to 2D. In this button here, it shows us the relief so we could work on it because we'll be pretty blind if you don't. And this guy will shade it up and down. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to add a few stones here. You could add as many as you want. You could snap in the center here, or you could bring it over here. So I want to put them over here. So we have make sure it says diameter, not radius. So let's do 3 millimeter, which is 10 points. And you say create. Okay, and cancel. So now make sure this guy is dead center. What I normally do, I do F9 so it's perfectly centered. And I bring it over where the distance I want from the center stone. While you're holding the control key down, you can make another copy. But you see it's off, so I delete it. You hold the control key, the alt key, and left mouse button, you click it and you drag it so it gives it perfect here. Okay? So if you notice, if it's a little bit over, you highlight it and you nudge it over with the arrows on your keyboard. Now I'm going to take this here, I'm going to go to this guy here. Okay? I'm going to grab it and snap one here. So here, while you hold the control key down, you can move it and snap it. You can see how it snaps in. Let go. So now we have 3. You can highlight them all. You can nudge them over to give us some room for the stone. Right click and group. Okay? Now you have 2 options. You could copy to the right, or you could actually copy the whole relief to the right. So I'm going to show you both. While you select the center line, you hold the shift key down, you select the vectors, and you mirror to the right. Use the mirror option. You mirror to the right. So now the vectors on this side. Shut this guy down. Now you have here, these are your stones, but if I punch them through, what happened is, let's see what happens. Okay, I'm going to show you what happens. So I'm going to click it. If I say zero this guy here, looks kind of ugly and your stones will not be very pretty for the channel. So Control Z, that will take you back. What we're going to do, we're going to offset it inward. So you don't have to do both sides. You could just do one side and copy to the other. I just wanted to show you how you can copy over. So we're going to offset this guy inward. This is the offset. And we're going to say offset it 0.25 millimeter. And see how we went outward? We don't want that, so Control Z and go inward. Okay, and you can do it again, and that will give us 2. So make sure you right click and group them. This guy is not grouped right here, but I want to show you how to group them. While this is highlighted, you hold the shift key down, click here, click to the other guy, right click and group them. Now they're all grouped, so when you do something to them, they all happen at the same time. So now while I select them, what's going to happen in real time? Let's shut this guy off for a second. Close this guy. Alright, so let's go to F12. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this add, we're going to add it into the ring. So we're going to bring this down. Now watch what happens. Okay, they're probably not selected. Okay, so let's select them and go back here in F12. Let's look at this guy from the top. Go around and you can see when I add it into the ring what happened. Okay, so I'm going to apply and cancel. If I click here, now I'll be able to see what happened. So you can shut these guys here. Okay, now what I'm going to do before I do this, let's look at it from the top again. Click this guy on. I'm going to select these guys and I'm going to zero this. So now we have a little bit of basket. The stone sits in, a little bit of seat sits inside. Okay, so we'll look at it from this view. Well, while you hold the space bar down in the left mouse button, you could actually move it around as well. Okay, so that's another option you could do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this over, okay, without having to copy the vectors. So anyway, we're going to go now to this guy here, relief mirror, and we're going to go copy it to the left over right. So you can see now we'll copy it to the right. And we're going to shut this guy. Now we have the options here. Okay. So now back to our 2D relief. You can see them here. They're identical. So we're going to make a seat for the diamond or for the stone, which is the center head. Make sure I was outside. Right click, left click, select F9 so it's centered. What we're going to do, we're going to press F12 and we're going to do this time instead of subtracting, we're not going to subtract, we're going to say merge low. Now we're going to give it a height. We're going to say keep it at 1 millimeter because the ring is 2 millimeter. If you look here, now take a look at this Z right here, this number. When I hover over this right here, see it's telling me it's 2. Now watch on this side it says it's 1. So watch this number right here changes. See 1 and that says 2. So if I look at it from this position, you can see it's a nice height to mount your stone. Okay. Now what we're going to do, we're going to put a basket. If we have a peg head, we're going to solder that in the center. So we snap it in the center, make a head. So here, what I'm going to do, repeat the same example as we did the other one. So we're going to press F12 and we're going to make it come down a little bit. Okay. And we're going to apply and cancel. So let's look at it. See the punch, the hole in it because we overdid it. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back. So let's highlight this guy here. F12 goes back, apply and cancel. And let's make this guy not so low. And we're going to add this guy here. Okay, apply and cancel. And we're going to offset this guy inward again. And we're going to go, let's go 0.50 millimeter and offset it. And we're going to punch this guy, make this 0 here. Alright, so now we have this look. Okay. Now we can set our stone in the center and so forth. Now what we're going to do, we're going to turn this into a channel set. Okay? Alright, so we're going to do that next.